Afternoon, welcome to a windy southwest France. I'm going to talk about part of the property that I've not really spoken about before. It's just outside my back door and it's very frustrating. So I've got a few ideas, a few design ideas that I'm going to run past you, get some input from you guys and girls out there. Maybe you can think of some ideas and help me out. Just quickly, if you're new to the channel, my name is Mark and I'm currently trying to create the cheapest possible home that I can. I paid 20,000 euros for this little property here in France and consists of a little cottage, a couple of bedrooms, 3 acres of land and a 1/4 acre back garden. And yeah, just trying to make it as nice as possible. When I say cheap, I mean cheap compared to, you know, living in a car cheap. So everything I'm doing is costing next to nothing. Bear that in mind when I talk about ideas. If you're not new to the channel and you're wondering where are my walk and talk videos, I've put them on my new channel. I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, if you're interested, you know, where I used to wander around here, there and everywhere just chatting about this, that and the other, yeah, I've put them on a separate channel. So I've got this area here, as I said, just outside my back door, and it is a bit of a disgrace compared to the rest of the garden, which is looking kind of nice. This is, yeah, a total disappointment. And it's where I park my trailer, and a trailer is really, really important here in France. So I'm going to try and find a way of tidying this area up, finding somewhere to park the trailer. Ideally, I need a new top for the trailer, which is damaged, about 70 euros for a new one. But really, I want to create some kind of courtyard garden, and the local authority has generously given me 2 bins that I now need to find a home for, because they're lovely, aren't they? So they need to be parked somewhere, trailer needs to be parked somewhere, and I don't really want to overdo what I've already done, and I've already built this fence and it seems to work okay, although trying to get that trailer in and out of the gates that I made, the gates were designed so I can get the trailer in and out. Yeah, that is a total pain in the arse. So I've got my whiteboard out. Some of you guys and girls out there absolutely love the whiteboard. Some of you hate it. But I've done a little sketch of the area, and I'm going to show you what my idea is. This is a little bit tricky because the side of the barn, this barn doesn't belong to me. This side of the barn faces north, so anything parked up against it is going to be, in the winter, living in cold, moist air. So you kind of get all sorts of mould and fungus growing along there, which is a bit of a, yeah, it's a bit of an issue. And growing plants along there, some plants will love it, some plants will absolutely hate it. Although it is quite sheltered in between the house and the barn. That's about 20 feet from the side of my bathroom to the side of the barn. So this is about a 20 feet square, 20 feet by 20 feet square area. So yeah, as I say, got the whiteboard out, gonna have a little sketch and yeah, show you what I'm thinking. Right, so done a little sketch. This is the barn here that doesn't belong to me. These 4 posts are my gazebo that I'm standing underneath. This is my fence, and these are my, I've got 2 gates which allow me to get my trailer in and out. And I've got a little path here which is made up of 2 rows of loosely laid slabs. Talk about those in just a second because I want to change that little area. Back door to the house is here, and this is kind of a patio area, and this is the side of the house. So my trailer right now is parked about here somewhere, and as I say, it's a complete nuisance to get it through these gates, although the gates were designed specifically so I could do that. It's got the wheels overhang the sides like that, and yeah, makes it quite tricky to move about. So my idea is, got 2 ideas, and this is what I'm going to run past you. I don't particularly want to buy any new materials. I'm going to try and buy as few materials for this project as possible. But ideally, this would be behind the fence because it's obviously more secure. I'll talk about it in a second, but I have actually moved the trailer outside of the fence and I've put it here just to see what I could do. But yeah, by doing that I wouldn't need to move this fence in any way. But I'm thinking, well, two ideas. So this post here lines up with these two posts on the side of the pergola or gazebo, whatever we're going to call it. So I could take this fence out, this part of the fence, take it out completely. Let's move that out of the way. And the materials that were here, I could put a post in maybe here and use those materials across there in some way. And that would involve me taking out the post that's there, cutting that down to the ground or digging it out, and then buying a new post and putting it there, and then just moving the materials and putting the fence back there. Then I would need to put some kind of fence here. It wouldn't necessarily need to be as tall as the front fence because this is hidden from sight. Yeah, if you came round the front garden you'd be able to see in, obviously, but no one's likely to do that. So this is idea one. Let's get rid of that post. Now that will leave this area here, and it's a really scruffy area, and around here somewhere is my septic tank. So I can't build over the top of it, I can't put anything permanent there, and that septic tank is about 8 feet long and 4 feet wide. So I can't dig there, I can't really plant into it, and that has to be inspected every few years. So I've got this area here, which if I put a new fence along there, I could actually create a flower bed along there, or I could put a row of pots. This could generally be planted and made to look quite nice. I don't really need any more grass, so it'd be an area just for plants and pots really. Here I could probably put pots loosely on top of the septic tank, which can be moved if need be for inspection. And that will give me a fence here as well, which at the moment I've got just grass. But again, I could put a flower bed in there. Although, as I said a minute ago, this is north facing, this area here. So this area here will trap cold air. So my other idea is to have the trailer parked outside the fence line, kind of vulnerable, and maybe I could build a small parking garage for it. Put maybe, doesn't need to be much higher than the trailer itself, which is about, I don't know, maybe 3 feet tall. And I could probably build some kind of shelter, lean-to, that would join up with the fence, like a roof. Ideally this would be under some kind of roof. And I do have some sheets of glass, which were, when I bought them, they were $5 each, and they're basically shower screens. And I bought five or six of them, and I could actually make some kind of roof. Obviously a little bit more expensive, but this would be so much easier. My car's here somewhere, to just pull the trailer out and connect it to the car. I kind of like that idea, although not that much easier really than having the trailer here somewhere. Either way, it wouldn't be behind a gate. So yeah, if I did put the trailer there, what am I going to do with this space here? I've got lawn up till about there, down the side of the gazebo, which joins the garden. Looks quite nice. I don't really need any more grass. So not really sure what I can do with this space here. Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Actually, I'm a bit frustrated with myself. I got up bright and early this morning. If you'd have watched my last video on my behind the scenes channel, my other channel I was just telling you about, I talked about the idea of changing the roof around on my gazebo, which slopes from front to back. And I was thinking about turning it round, well, not turning it round, adjusting the posts so it slopes from back to front, and then maybe putting my solar panels on it. And yeah, I got up early this morning and had a good old, after having a good old think about doing that. and then decided not to do it. I'm so frustrated with myself because today would have been a perfect day to do it. The weather's going to go downhill for the next week. It's going to be cold and rainy, and the week after it looks like summer's going to arrive. So today, a dry day around 17, 18 degrees would have been the perfect day to do it. But I realised that I spend so much time designing what I do and finally make peace that I'm onto something and I'm making the right decision. So much thought goes into an idea that to change it later on means that I didn't think about it properly the first time. But I know that I did think about it properly, like when I'm talking about this area that's just here. Before I do anything, I will think about pretty much every scenario. And I would have done that with this gazebo, although I wasn't thinking about getting solar panels. The solar panels do need to be moved, but it's not urgent. I know that that pergola gazebo really should be where I'm standing now. But it's brilliant. It's the most important part of the garden. Teddy uses it all of the time, and I use it all of the time. It's not particularly great at keeping the sun off. As you can see, the sun is streaming streaming in the front. It's quite late in the day now, and as the sun goes further round, yeah, the sun will just go underneath the roof. So it doesn't really work particularly well as a sun shelter, but when it's raining, it's perfect. But as a sun shelter, you know, it's not so great. I know that I need a sun shelter here. I already know that. So to start spending time changing that roof, I know that I've already thought about this. I've already decided it needs to be like that. So I've got to start, when I've made a project, when I've built a project, because I'm so short of money, I can't go changing it. So I have to live with the project, with the design that I've come up with. And that goes within the house as well. So it leaves me second guessing ideas. But I know where the lawnmower is. That there is the place to put a shelter, perfect for solar panels. And in the afternoon, I can get shade from, as you can see, well, the sun's not exactly shining at the moment, but this flower bed is in shade. So it would make sense to sit there, because this time next month it's going to be 90 degrees and it's going to be awful. But I've left it so late in the day to start building something new, plus the money's not there. I've just got to live with what I've got. Anyway, so I'm not going to, this is how I'm thinking today, I'm not going to change the roof. I'm going to put up with my solar panels, not producing 100% of the power that they could be. Yeah, I'm just going to live with it. Anyway, leave your comments below if you're new to the channel. If you're interested in watching a 50-something-year-old bloke try make a home here in the southwest of France, yeah, come along for the journey. Yeah, leave a comment. See you later.